talent, and culture. We need to invest heavily in upskilling our workforce, bringing in new AI talent, and fostering a culture of innovation and data-driven decision-making. This is critical. Permit me to say this. I work with FLB. Something we did, like Julia mentioned in the morning, we started this journey decades ago. And a couple of years back, we introduced what we call the PTE 2.0. We are no longer just a petrotechnical expert, but we are now an advanced digital petrotechnical expert. And I speak to you today, we have over 83% of our workforce trained on digital technology because we know it's the future. Data infrastructure. Building robust, secure data platforms can feed high quality data to our AI models. It's essential. We need to get serious about data governance and master data management. And like I mentioned before, AI models feed on data. You need your data to be properly organized, managed, not in silos as we have today. You need to have a good system in place. We need ecosystem partnerships. You can't build AI alone without partnerships. Collaborating with technology providers, research institutions, and even competitors will be key. No one company can do this alone. We need to tap into the global AI ecosystem. We have all of them there today. And if you have heard of the Open Source Data Universe, OSDU, you will see that is a collaboration. Today we have 212 companies operating there. Most of them are technology providers, oil and gas company, and even operators are there. They are not competing there, but they are working together to build a collaborative platform to improve our industry. And also, pilot projects. We need to start small. Focused AI project pilots can demonstrate quick win and show values. Build the momentum. Don't try to boil the ocean. Just prove the value first. Then responsible AI. We know people have the fear. How do we handle a big system like this to take over and run most of the key critical operation? How is it ethical? But as we scale, we need to do it thoughtfully and responsibly. Putting in place strong ethical frameworks, explainable AI, and human oversight will be critical. Now you know, as an engineer, you are not useless. And I'll go to my last slide in conclusion. In closing, I believe that infusing AI into African oil and gas operations is not just an opportunity, but a necessity. And that was even mentioned this morning. The components that move fastest to harness this technology will be the ones that thrive in the decades ahead. It will take vision, investment, hard work, but the potential rewards are immense. Greater efficiency, lower costs, reduced emissions, and more sustainable industry that can power Africa's government and growth for generations to come. So, let's get to work. The future of African oil and gas depends on it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheyi, for that very, very brief but very packed, presentation. We deliberated over this session when we were selected to be, to talk to this topic, and the members, the people you see here, were carefully selected so that we can delve into the different areas, how to tackle some of the challenges he listed, and then, what's the way forward. So I have a list of questions that, I'll be going through, and I'm happy that in the course of his presentation, he touched on them. So I would start by asking a few questions. So, James, I want to ask you this question. How can AI-enhanced analytics help improve decision-making and reduce risks in the oil and gas industry? Because I think that was one thing he even touched on when he talked about efficiency and talked about, operations. So in your experience from where you come from, how have you seen AI, helping in that field? And AI is artificial intelligence, just to be sure that we are on the same page. Thank you.
Thank you, Nidra. It's a privilege to be amongst esteemed professionals, practitioners, and colleagues, students in this auspicious occasion to discuss about AI and its impact in oil and gas in Africa. To answer your question, AI-enhanced data analytics provides deep insights into huge data sets And with that, also giving you an additional flexibility of real-time decision-making. I'll break it down with an example, okay? Because we talked about valves in the first panel session. Just imagine you have a smart well. This smart well has valves. These valves have 10 openings, 0 to 9, 0 being fully closed, 9 being fully open. Now, the way to optimize these valves, the traditional way to optimize these valves is to get production data from the valves, water, oil, and gas, and then you find the exact choke opening that can give you the maximum oil production and the minimum water cut. Now, imagine this was in an offshore environment where you are constrained by weather. Maybe you can only visit this location 20 or 30% of the time in a year. But then you're having this huge data set of production data. If you have 2 laterals, you have 2 raised to the power 10 possible combinations. Meanwhile, to find an optimal solution will take you almost forever because you have to do a series of production tests. However, AI makes it easier. What if you have dual laterals? It makes it worse because now, if you have 3 laterals, you have 3 raised to the power 10 possible combinations. To find an optimal solution in a 3 raised to the power 10 possible combinations will take you almost forever. You see, it becomes geometric. But with AI, you can get it at the click of a button because of this huge capacity of AI to quickly screen this data and give you the best solution. Now, not only in this example that I'm giving you in oil and gas, in the entire supply chain, even in supply chain, AI can optimize on the logistics, give you the best route. In risk analysis, can also give you the best decision to take, given so many factors. AI also is very useful in drilling, where a huge data sets are continuously being received, and it can help with drill bit positioning to optimize your rate of penetration because you're getting all the time huge data sets. So just to answer it briefly, what was not possible, or what used to take years to do by the traditional methods can take only a fraction of a second now with AI. So that's how powerful it is, and you make decisions quickly. Predictive maintenance as well. For example, you have ESP, artificial lift pump, offshore. You're getting sensors of, in this ESP, data is streaming all the time. How do you know the optimal time to pull the ESP before it fails? So this predictive maintenance is within the realm of possibility of AI, where you now get this sensor data and you can screen the sensor data quickly, and it gives you, failure patterns. And through the vibration and noise, before you get to catastrophic failure, you can decide to pull it. So you can optimize your maintenance schedules very easily. So these possibilities make AI, an immense treasure in enhancing oil and gas operations.
Right. Thank you so much. Uncle Ato, I wanted to also throw this question at you, but I want you to look at it in terms of adopting AI, coming from, you've had a wealth of experience from where things were done through the analog way, and now we are in this digital space, and we are telling you that, we can look at your data and we can predict things. And I know that there's this crop who don't believe these things are actually going to do what they say it will do. So what is your take on that?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. There's, as a young drilling engineer in the North Sea, I remember I was to introduce on the rig. In those days, we only had inclination tools. And MWD was just about 15% accurate. Now it's 0.0 something percent accurate. And I got to the rig, and the supervisor said, what is this? So I said, well, we have a new tool by this company, and we want to test it. He said, what's wrong with the inclination tool? So I said, this one will give you continuous information as we drill ahead, and we don't need to do magnetic shots or anything. What do you mean? So you look at how the technology has moved from those days to the accuracy of the MWD, for instance. Then you come to the drilling motors and the introduction of something like the rotary steerable, where now you have machine learning being used to optimize the functionality of the rotary steerable. And then the human intervention, reducing the chances of making a mistake because of the human intervention. Then on the production side, like Doc said, using the vast information that you collect from production data to optimize production by functioning the valves or doing preventative maintenance at the right time. We've gone through the stages of preventative maintenance, going through to reliability-based maintenance, and now with AI, you have a huge potential to reduce downtime. So, like, you have the SCADA system, so much information coming through the SCADA system, and an individual sitting there trying to work through this, like Doc said, it takes time, it takes ages. Whereas with AI, within an hour, you have all the options that you need to make a good decision. Then you come to AI application to the reservoir modeling, like during the first panel, Julia mentioned about the fact that it's being used to work on petrol, for instance, and then the modeling you have with seismic data. Years ago, it took 2 to 3 years to come up with a